Kristian Bogner, Nikon ambassador here with the new Nikon D5. Here are a few of my favorite capabilities of this new camera. I had the opportunity to shoot with a prototype version of the camera for about a couple weeks in February. So I know a lot of the features already, and I've had some great experience with it. And I thought I'd share some of those experiences with you today to give you a one-up on your camera when you get it. One of the things that I noticed right away, because I like to shoot it manual with manual settings, is that the ISO button is not there anymore. It's been replaced, and the ISO button is actually right up here by your finger controls, as well as there's a button by the vertical grip finger controls, which you can use as well, and you can set that to ISO. So I noticed that right away. At first, I was reaching for the ISO button, but I soon found out this was amazing to have the button at my finger, literally at my fingertips. So now I have control over the aperture, shutter speed, and ISO right within my finger and thumb buttons on the camera. And I found that I use that a ton. Again, it might take a little bit of getting used to if you're a D4 or D4S user, but really, really intuitive, and they've done a good job redesigning that. Nikon's always great with their ergonomics, and they've really taken things that pros need and they've added them to this camera. So there's a new info button which will allow you to go and custom control, assign different buttons on the camera. And they've also added some more buttons on the camera, which I find very, very useful. For instance, they've added a function 1 and function 2 button to the front of the camera here, which is, I like to set one of them for my virtual horizon so I can get perfect horizon lines. Again, the ISO buttons can be customized, and there's another function 3 button on the back. And then where the ISO button was is now your frame rate. So this is a very useful feature if you're shooting, say, continuous high. You can set it to shoot 14 frames per second, which the camera is capable of using the mirror up mode, or you can set it for 12 frames per second, 5 frames per second. I find this really useful if you're shooting a sport, say a skier's going off a ski jump, and as you go, you may not want 12 frames per second. You might want to kind of capture 4 frames per second and capture those 4 frames and make sure the camera has plenty of time to focus in between each shot effectively. So that's a very useful new feature, and I just love it. I do a lot of painting with light and night photography and night architectural photography. Another really useful feature is the illuminated buttons. So now the back screen and top screen is illuminated, but also the buttons are backlit as well. And they upped the resolution on the camera to 20.8 megapixels, which is a great resolution from shooting sports to architecture, fashion, and anything else that you need to get a big, high-quality print. The D4, the D4S, and now the D5, it is tight. I don't know how else to explain it. The images at 20.8 megapixels are really, really sharp and really detailed and have an incredible dynamic range and color range to them, so they really pop. And I feel like that's why a 20 megapixel image with a D5 might rival another camera at a higher megapixel. And I think it's the perfect resolution for this pro body. So the ISO capabilities of this camera is incredible, ranging from ISO 100 to 102,400 ISO, which allows you to shoot in super dark conditions. It allows you to maximize flash, or maybe even make a flashlight a powerful light source in your photographs. The camera itself can actually go over 3 million ISO in its high 5 setting, which is absolutely incredible. One of the other significant upgrades of this camera is there's now 153 focus points. That's huge because it gives you the ability to focus at the corners of the image and all throughout the image. I personally like to use AFS, single point focus selection, most of the time, and I like to focus on a point and then move with the subject or move with the athlete or whatever I'm shooting. So to be able to have those extra points available for focusing is a great asset. As well, with live view turned on, you can actually focus edge to edge through your screen now. So if you're shooting video or if you're shooting using live view, you can actually focus right to the edge of the image. One of my favorite new features of this camera, and I didn't even think that I would use it or love it as much as I do until I actually played with the camera, is it's got a new touchscreen LCD. It's a 2359 dot LCD at the back of the camera. It allows you to zoom in on the image, flick between images, zoom around, quickly navigate through your images. I love using it for focus checking. You know, if I'm shooting a sport or something, I can zoom in on an image and then I can scroll to the next images very, very, very quickly. I can't believe how responsive and quick it is and how cool the gestures work. So definitely something that I didn't think I needed, but I love now that it's there. Another neat thing is you can use it for autofocus, say for video and things like that. You can set where you want to focus exactly just with a touch of your finger. So the D5 is a huge upgrade in the video department as well. It's actually capable of 4K UHD video quality, which is a major upgrade, as well as some faster frames per second in 1080 mode, as well as a bunch of other video enhancements. The D5s will be available in two different formats, one with 2 CF cards and compact flash cards, and one with 2 XQD cards. So I've gone the XQD card slot route. They are a little bit more expensive, but they're so much faster for the reads and writes. I really noticed this on a recent trip to Antarctica, where I was having to transfer CF cards, and when I was transferring the CF cards and then I was transferring the XQD cards, the XQD is just so much faster. It's faster for writing, faster for reading, faster for transferring, faster for your workflow. So it really makes a difference. They've done a bit of an upgrade on the battery as well. The new battery is supposed to be capable of 8,000 images, so 8,000 shots on a battery. So one of the other really neat things, and I've been looking forward to this for a long time, is the radio control capabilities of the D5 with the new SB5000 flash that's coming out. So that's going to be really neat. It's going to allow you to control the flash via radio from the camera, and that's going to be a really cool feature to be able to take the Nikon's creative lighting system to the next level. This is the camera that I've been waiting for. This is the one camera that I will now be able to take on any shoot. It's got high enough megapixel, it's got incredible ISO capabilities, it's got amazing color and dynamic range, and it's got every other pro feature that I could want. I'm really excited about this Nikon D5. It's definitely going to be my favorite camera, for sure, by far.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out more tips at kristianbogner.com or register for one of my photography courses at photographicrockstar.com.